A woman accused of trying to murder her boyfriend's ex now knows her fate. Colleen Larson will serve 16 and a half years after pleading guilty to aiding and abetting first-degree attempted murder last month. That's for her role in the shooting of Nicole Ford. Her partner in crime, Timothy Amaker, was sentenced to 18 years behind bars earlier this year. Ford was shot twice last April while picking up her child from a Minneapolis daycare. She survived. Ford shares the child with Amaker. Ford did not want to appear on camera, but she gave her victim impact statement at the sentencing hearing.
April 20th, 2022, a day that will change my life forever. A day that she, without hesitation, without a second thought, wanted to end my life despite the fact that she doesn't even know me. I am a stranger to her, who happens to be the mother of the child she wanted to claim and an ex-girlfriend of a partner she wants a future with. She has admitted her intent and her eagerness to follow through with such violent and traumatizing actions that fateful day. She stood over me, which felt like only inches away, continuing in her attempts to end my life, even pursuing me after I fled from her. She has even admitted she had every intention of killing me. She was less than forthcoming, uninformative, and unhelpful in the investigation, prolonging our pain and our little sense of justice we might be able to receive in knowing the truth, the entire truth. Admitting guilt and showing remorse are two entirely different things. There has been no indication of remorse, only an admission of her actions. Given the evidence and being caught on camera, admitting guilt was essentially her only option. In her own words, she wasn't manipulated into such actions and wanted to do this on her own volition. In either instance, manipulation or her own initiative, it's terrifying. She's either easily coerced into taking a stranger's life based on a false reality and lies, or she truly wanted to. This is scary for us and scary for society as a whole. Had she been successful, she would have taken a mother from her son, a wife from her husband, a daughter from her parents, a granddaughter, a friend, a coworker. How callous and cold can someone be to claim to love a child and willingly try to take their mother from them? That isn't love. Because of her actions, my child has suffered trauma, fear, and heartbreak. The continued need for therapy is ever present in our lives as we try to pick up the pieces. We live in fear every day as she remains a threat. Her delusional fantasy and skewed sense of reality holds us hostage. Her blind devotion and infatuation with Tim are sure signs of danger for myself or anyone standing in the way of their relationship or future. So what does this mean for our future? I have been informed that she is still in contact with Tim's inner circle, still communicating her love for him, even expressing she wants a future with him. Even today, almost a year later, she remains steadfast in her love for Tim. She has supposedly been receiving therapy and uses this as an indication that she should be trusted and as a measure of trust for the court to imply she is bettering herself and shouldn't have to suffer sufficient consequences for her actions. It is my understanding she was in therapy at the time of this incident, and yet she still made the decisions she did. I don't know what's worse, a vindictive ex who manipulates someone else to kill someone, or a vulnerable stranger who blindly agrees to take someone's life without a second thought and zero remorse. Both are incredibly dangerous, both are equally culpable, and I think their sentencing should reflect that.
Again, I've reviewed everything that has been submitted to this court, and while I believe that Mr. Amaker is the one who conceived the plot and put it into motion, it was Ms. Larson who executed the plan. And to refer back to the statement that Mr. Adkins made regarding the but-for. Yes, Mr. Amaker is the one who conceived the plot. He's the one who had the very strong motive to want Miss Ford dead. But it was Miss Larson's actions that put it into play. It was Miss Larson that went to the Family Wise Visitation Center armed with a weapon, who waited for Miss Ford. And she's the one who executed the plan. Miss Ford is alive not because Miss Larson abandoned the plan or the plot to kill her, but because Miss Larson was unsuccessful. And Miss Ford only survived because the bullet did not hit major organs or an artery. And from what I understand from the testimony that was presented at Mr. Amaker's trial, that was a narrow miss. So at this time, I cannot say that this is less onerous than the typical attempted murder, because it's not. And Ms. Larson did not play a passive role. Again, while she was not the person who created the plan, she is the one who executed it. And so I do not find any mitigating circumstances to depart durationally. Ms. Larson, now having pled guilty to count 1, aiding and abetting attempted murder in the first degree, and now standing convicted of that crime, you are hereby committed to the custody of the Commissioner of Corrections for a total of 198 months. At least 2/3 of that sentence shall be served in prison. The remainder of that time will be served on supervised release. The Commissioner of Corrections may extend your time to prison to the entire 198-month sentence if you commit any disciplinary offenses or supervised release violations.